Hello everyone, I'm Isaac Bustos and I'm here at the Guitar Studio in Fort Worth, Texas. Really happy to be here playing some Altamira guitars. I just played the N600. This guitar will be delivered to the first prize winner of our open division at the UTSA Southwest Guitar Symposium this spring. I'm really excited not only to play it today, but also to present it, as it is a stunning instrument. Really warm sound, very responsive to the right hand. And just one of the reasons why I picked it immediately and picked the piece for it is because as soon as you play this very first chord, you enjoy the sustain, the warmth of the sound, and the responsiveness of the first string. And it's a stunning instrument. I contacted Altamira last year to start a collaboration between the UTSA Southwest Guitar Symposium and Altamira Guitars, and I'm very grateful that we have this collaboration, and it looks like it's going to be something that goes beyond this year and into the future for many, many years, and I'm excited about that. Right before I came to Fort Worth, I was in Houston playing the Concierto de Aranjuez with the Virtuosic of Houston. So finished playing that concert there, came here, did some recording on this amazing instrument, and now here we are. So one of the things that I really enjoy doing on this instrument was the separation of the melody, for example, and this etude by Sagreras is one of the first ones that I had where I had to really focus on shaping a line, for example. Right? And on top of that, you have this other accompaniment. So what's one of the important things to learn how to do in this seemingly very simple etude is keeping the voices clear, right? Keeping the top voice as, in the forefront, while you keep the accompaniment as soft as possible. And you do that, of course, with two things. Obviously, the weight of each finger and how you move through the string, but also with color, right? So I try to keep the melody a little bit brighter, and then the accompaniment a little bit on the warmer side to kind of divide and separate the texture a little bit better. So Guajira Mi Madre. Guajira Mi Madre is, first of all, I recorded this piece several years ago on my CD, Canciones a Mi Madre. But really the catalyst for me learning that piece was my friendship with Rene Izquierdo, who is a dear friend, a fantastic guitarist. But he's also the catalyst for this relationship with Altamira. He's an Altamira artist, and he was kind enough to make the introduction between Matthew and I and Altamira. And so this piece, in some ways, it's a tribute not only to him and obviously to my mother, who I love dearly, but it's also a representation of this connection and this synergy really that exists in the guitar community. In the Guajira, one of the things that I aim for is to maintain basically the Guajira rhythm, which is maintained throughout the piece in the bass. So it's introduced at the beginning, right? So that rhythm or that rhythmic relationship and pattern stays throughout the whole piece. And so it's important in order to get the groove and maintain the groove in this piece to kind of bring that out as much as possible throughout the piece. It also has some really challenging left hand things. So it doesn't look it right maybe when you play it, but I mean just the chord at the end alone, you have a little pinky bar here on the first two strings, then this, and then you're stretching over to the B. So you have a B and then a B here. Try that at home and don't hurt yourself. So I just played some Tarrega on this Torres model, which will be the guitar for the first prize winner of our high school division at the UTSA Southwest Guitar Symposium. This Altamira Torres is really beautiful, actually. It has a very unique sound, right? It really recalls the old sort of Torres sound, the old Spanish sound. And so I chose to play obviously the Tarrega Prelude, for obvious reasons, right? It's a Torres guitar, but it also has this really warm sound on the basses and really beautiful crystal-like trebles, right? Which is when you describe a Torres, this is exactly what you would say. And this is the reason why I play this piece. I think similarly to the Sagreras, I would say one technical thing about this is again, dividing the texture. How do you make, and on guitar, this is very difficult to achieve, basically, because if you're not careful and sensitive to the weight that you're using with your right hand, it can be very difficult to separate the texture. But you have a similar texture in this piece. bass and I'm sorry, accompaniment and melody. Right. The other thing that I use this piece for, let's say if I give it to a student, is to work on legato, how to synchronize both your right hand and your left hand. If you touch the strings too early with the right hand, you mute the strings. If you lift too early with the left hand and not connect, then you also disconnect and the legato is gone. So wow, this is the entry-level student model Altamira N100. I just played Joropo on it, and I was astounded by the quality of the sound for the price of the instruments. It's a fantastic instrument, really beautiful, and extremely affordable. This will also be part of one of the prizes at the UTSA Southwest Guitar Symposium this year. So I invite you to come and join us. So come and check this guitar. It will be there on display while you are there. So this is the Hanson N3 model, which is a double top instrument. I just played Misionera on it, and I was astounded by its power. It's Roger tuners. I mean, the whole thing is just an amazing instrument. One of the qualities that I like the most is just basically how responsive it is, how quick to the attack, and how much power it gives you right away. So this is a double top instrument, N3 model, and astounding. So one of the technical things, maybe not a technical thing, I think this is more of a musical thing, is the groove, right? So this is a dance as well. Maintaining that groove is really important. The way I do it is by making sure I'm giving accents in the right spots. So when I'm doing even something this simple, right? And you see how I try to maintain basically that accentuation. Right? And if you keep that going, right, that's the idea of a dance. A dance rhythm is supposed to be steady. And so that's basically what I try to maintain through the whole piece, musically speaking. And then, of course, there's tremolo in the piece, That is a very long lesson. But can I just say that sometimes I think we make too much of how technical it is. And one of the things that I would like, that I tell my students actually to focus on when they're playing a tremolo piece, is to always remember that tremolo is trying to imitate a sustained vocal line, right? And if you focus on that and not what I like to call the plucky, right, of tremolo, you might actually enjoy playing it more. So I came to the U.S. in 1989. I'm originally from Nicaragua, and my family and I emigrated to the U.S. And I lived in Miami for a long time. And I started playing guitar actually in Nicaragua, and we moved to the U.S. I was very fortunate to study with Rene Gonzalez, who used to be the guitar director at the University of Miami. He retired a few years ago. And Rene was extremely generous, and it's really the only reason why I still play guitar today, because if he had not given me instruction back then and taught me very generously for free all the way up until I was in high school, I would probably not play guitar. I would be doing something else today. And then after that, I moved to New Hampshire, and in New Hampshire, I finished my undergraduate degree, and then moved to Texas in 2002, where I began studying with Adam Holzman, who was also a pivotal figure in my development at the University of Texas in Austin. And I did both my master's degree there and my doctoral degree, finishing up with Adam. And I am currently at the University of Texas, San Antonio, where I'm the guitar director there. And I have a thriving program that I enjoy very much. I love my students, I love my colleagues, and I really love being in San Antonio. It's a great city, so please come and join us for the festival if you haven't. But also just to come and visit. San Antonio is a fantastic city. Great food, great nightlife, if you're into that kind of thing, and just really friendly people. And I direct the guitar studio there. Well, I'm just incredibly grateful for this collaboration with Altamira Guitars, and for my friendship with Will Douglas, who is the artist in residence, but also the director here at the guitar studio in Fort Worth, Texas. And I think that what is happening here at this moment is a true testament of how important it is to maintain connections in our guitar community, because our success does not happen alone. And I'm just really, really grateful and very thankful, and I feel privileged to be part of this community.